Today I fucked up by jokingly ringing up a tranasaction for $28 million at work. I work at a liquor store, and it being the 26th of December, it was relatively very slow today. Near the end of my shift, me and a coworker had nothing much to do, so I jokingly scanned a miniature bottle of alcohol several times, as if he was a customer purchasing that many bottles. To keep the joke going, I then scanned an entire box of pre-made shooters, something like 40 shooters at $3 each, several times once again. The total was something like $2,500 at this point. My coworker then has the bright idea to check the system and find some expensive wines that were sold and are still in the system, and finds one worth several thousands of dollars, almost $10,000, and sets the quantity in the POS to $999, the maximum allowed. By this point, the running total is $9 million, and we're cracking up. We were extremely bored. He then finds another bottle, this one nearly $20,000, and sets the quantity to $999, bringing the total up to $28 million. Now, this is where I'm personally responsible for the fuck up. I pretended to bring the transaction up to the point right up to when you confirm how much the customer is paying in cash. It automatically assumes the customer is paying in full, and the only thing stopping the transaction from going through was single press of the enter key. My coworker didn't see that I was already there, and mistakenly pressed enter to reach the same point I had brought us to. $28 million in theoretical cash made its way into the cash register's balance. I yelled at my coworker to ask what the fuck he did, and he realized what he had done, and his eyes went wide. We immediately tried to reverse the entire transaction, but understandably, there's a $1 million maximum that you can return at a time, so attempting to return $28 million of sold alcohol didn't work. After figuring out the maximum, I then had to do dozens of returns, each worth $1 million at a time, until every single bottle of alcohol was returned, and the inventory was corrected from 999 to 0. However, in the reports for that day, it'll show $28 million in revenue and a similar amount in returns, which will completely fuck up stats and graphs and everything, which higher-ups will obviously inquire about. I'm going to go wait for my store manager tomorrow morning before she comes in so that I can explain what happened and confess that we were joking around and never meant to go through with the transaction. Please pray for me and my job. I 100% accept that we are at fault and deserve some sort of punishment for exaggerating as much as we did and for not working when we were supposed to. Too long did not read. Me and my coworker pretended to ring up a $28 million transaction as a joke, and then accidentally went through with it, fucking up the store's stats for that day, even if we managed to return the products in the system. Update. My boss was understandably frustrated and disappointed, but the worst that can happen is the higher-ups will meet, and they'll probably decide to give us warnings, it'll be in our files, but nothing more. Should have called the manager right away. Best to be proactive with mistakes than react to them flipping out. The manager might be able to call certain people to let them know it was a mistake, instead of the numbers showing up in reports. You wouldn't be the first or last, but it may be your last day. Accounts/finance/payroll can just void the transaction, my guy. To be honest, in this case, it would probably be easier to let management know before trying to correct the mistake. There is probably a easier way to correct it behind the scenes than you have access to. $28 million is immensely better than if it was $50, $100, or $500 because it's obviously an error and not suspicious. LOL, good God, man. Good luck. Hopefully you've got a cool manager, yikes. Today I fucked up. I asked to see my fiancée's Nan's holiday photos from when she was younger. I'll keep it short and sweet. It's Christmas. We're all sat round the table, and my missus talks about how her Nan used to globe-trot very often and never really stayed in one place. I said, "Oh wow, I'd love to see the photos." The man responds, "I keep them in my bedroom. Come on, I'll show you them." Me excited to see all the sights she has seen in her life. All very innocent, we sit down on her bed. As she gets out her shoe box, she starts to regale her years on cruises and many people she has met. She then starts telling me about blokes she has been with. Me being me, I let her continue with a few chuckles and letting her continue. Starting to feel uncomfortable, sat on her bed, with her sat so close to me. I try and speed it up to see these photos. There's loads in there, and she has seen most of the world, so I turn the conversation back to the photos, trying to talk about the wild animals she's seen, the wonders of all the incredible countries, As the photos go on, she starts pointing out men in them and going, "He was such a good lover. This one had a partner. This one said he would follow me round the world." Then we get to the beach photos and the horror on my face when she pulled out nude fucking photos of her on a beach from when she was around 30-40, and she simply asks, "What do you think?" To which I sat there stunned and simply said, "Oh wow. Well, all these places look amazing, but I think we should go back down. It's been a while." Christmas dinner was very awkward. Too long did not read. My fiancé's Nan showed me nudes. Nana knew exactly who she was. I don't think she was feeling awkward. You didn't fuck up. You made Nana's day by letting her talk about herself for a little while instead of only being viewed as someone's Nana. Well, was she hot? That's why you never date the grandchild of Blanche Devereaux. There's loads in there. I'll bet. You looked amazing. It's no wonder the men flocked to you. That's all she wanted to hear. So you only fucked up a little bit by not fully understanding the brief.